Imagine making a small mistake in school. Maybe you forget your homework. Maybe you talk in class. Now imagine your teacher punishing you with a wooden stick in front of the entire classroom. 500 years ago, this wasn't unusual. In fact, harsh punishment was considered a normal part of education. Teachers believed pain helped students learn discipline. But how brutal were these punishments really? What happened to students who broke school rules? And why did society believe strict punishment was the best way to teach children? Today, we're exploring the shocking truth about school punishments 500 years ago. In the 1500s, schools looked very different from modern classrooms. Education was mostly available to boys from wealthy families. Many schools were connected to religious institutions, such as the Catholic Church. Teachers, often called schoolmasters, had complete authority over their students. Children were expected to obey every instruction without question. The classroom environment was serious and disciplined. Talking, laughing, or making mistakes during lessons could lead to punishment. Teachers believed strict control was necessary to maintain order. At the time, society accepted physical punishment as a normal way to correct behavior. One of the most common punishments was caning. Teachers used a thin stick called a cane to hit students on their hands or backs. Another punishment involved a wooden rod. Students who made repeated mistakes during lessons might receive several strikes in front of the class. Embarrassment was also part of the punishment. Students were sometimes forced to stand in front of their classmates while being disciplined. In some schools, children had to kneel on hard floors for long periods. Others were made to wear signs or hats that showed they had broken the rules. The goal was not only to punish the student, but also to warn others not to repeat the same mistake. To modern audiences, these punishments seem extremely harsh. But in the 1500s, many people believed discipline and punishment were essential for education. Teachers believed that strict correction helped children develop self-control and obedience. Many of these ideas were influenced by religious beliefs. Education was not just about learning reading or writing, it was also about shaping a child's moral character. Students were expected to respect authority and follow strict rules. Because of this, punishment was often seen as a form of guidance rather than cruelty. School days were long and demanding. Students often studied from early morning until afternoon. Lessons focused heavily on memorization, especially in subjects like Latin. Teachers expected students to repeat texts perfectly. If a student forgot a line or made an error, punishment could follow. Classrooms were usually simple rooms with wooden benches and very few learning materials. Books were expensive, so many students had to share them. Mistakes were common, and discipline was constant. Despite the strict environment, education was still considered a valuable opportunity. Many parents believed strict teachers prepared children for difficult adult lives. Over time, ideas about education slowly began to change. The spread of books after the invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg helped expand access to learning. New thinkers started questioning harsh teaching methods. Some scholars believed children learned better through understanding rather than fear. Gradually, educational systems began to evolve. However, these changes happened slowly. In many places, strict discipline remained part of schooling for centuries. School punishments 500 years ago may seem shocking today. Students faced physical discipline, public embarrassment, and strict rules. Teachers believed these methods built character and prepared children for life. Modern education systems have changed dramatically since then. Today, many schools focus on encouragement, creativity, and positive learning environments. But looking back at the past reminds us how far education has